Sweet. Okay. And we have actually... Oh, do we have audio? Yeah, we do have audio. Sweet. Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 10 of the Hopeless Gamer podcast for season 2. Today, we have an absolute massive show for you. Believe me, these guys have been waiting for ages for me to set this up because there's a lot of shit in it. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff to discuss, including a multitude of things from the Xbox E3 2021. For the simple fact, I think it was actually, the best E3 we've ever seen from Xbox, ever. Like, the most notable one I can think of is the original Xbox reveal where they had The Rock on stage. But anyway, we have a little bit of a roster change, as you can probably see, but there is a secret hiding in here. So, at the moment, we have from the Dirty Crew, Dirty Coxy.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
And also from my side of the pond, we have BassMstrAU.
How you going?
And hidden away in the depths because she doesn't have a camera, we have Kitten.
Hello.
Okie dokie. Hello, Kitten. So, and of course, you're stuck with me because guess what? It's mine. Now, let's get right into this. Firstly, we have a little bit of an introduction from Kitten. And also the fact that my camera has decided to freeze up again. But while we're doing this, Kitten, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your gaming prowess?
Oh, well, I've been gaming most of my life, starting obviously with like the Nintendo stuff when I was a little munchkin. I moved on to Xbox when I was about 11 or 12 with the release of Combat Evolved. So Halo was my game of choice for a very long time. I think I played that through Halo 3, and that would have made me about 15, where I switched to Call of Duty, always on Xbox because Xbox is just superior. Sorry, PlayStation, but it is. Yeah, played Call of Duty for a very long time, and then I just love playing role-playing games and platform games on the side. So like, love Borderlands, absolutely love Borderlands. Can't wait to talk about that to do with E3. Yeah, and recently been playing lots of Apex. Love Overwatch. That is my jam. And yeah.
Fair enough. Very good. Okay, so let's get right into this because we have a lot to cover. So, we had what's known as E3. And as a little bit of an introduction, so that was our introduction to Xbox E3 this year. And personally, I think it's one of the better ones. But let's go right into it.
Well,
Do
you'd
we
want
actually-
it to be the better one because bloody Microsoft has had a spending thrift in the last 12 to 18 months buying all the companies.
Yeah, where they
They
say
didn't
money.
come out if they didn't come out swinging this year, what the hell were they doing?
I know, right? Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Was this the best Xbox E3 ever?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. No.
Coxy, what was the best in your eyes?
Has to be when The Rock's on stage. Announcing the Xbox. I mean, you can't beat that.
They had that was when the Xbox, because that was only a prototype and it was chromed. You remember
Still.
that?
Still just so powerful. I mean, you get the Rock involved. I mean,
He still is involved. He's still partnered with them.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just launched his own drink.
Yeah, Zoa. I want to get some. I want to fucking try it.
Why do
I'm
you,
hanging out for
do
it.
you think they're going to bring out the mini fridge with that in it?
Oh, man.
That'd be a partner deal and a half if they did that.
Wouldn't it ever? Like, hey, for $2.99 you can buy the fridge, but for $3.99 we'll fill it full of fucking Zoa for you.
Oh, God.
I'm actually wondering what that mini fridge is actually going to sell for.
I'm going to tell you how much it's going to sell for because I'm getting one.
Yeah, I'm getting one as well.
I don't think it's going to be
My
$2.99. Oh, actually, no,
Come on.
that's pretty on par
Right.
for a bar fridge, but this is a bit smaller than a bar fridge.
To be
Still
honest,
got the same sort of materials wise in it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the same size as the Juggernog fridge from Black Ops 3.
That was a $200
hold-
fridge.
Wow, free when you bought the game. Well, they hold 12 cans.
Yeah.
12 330ml cans. So I'd say it's going to be that size. I can't see it being any bigger.
Yeah, I think from the renders I've seen, I think that's it.
I think it's just going to be, end of the case, it's going to be whatever size is the most easiest to mass produce.
I think they've just bought a ton of fridges and they're just putting 3D printed stuff over it. Because that's what they did with the big fridges. That iJustine
Yeah.
and all that got. It was just 3D
Were they
printed over.
Samsungs?
They were Samsungs, I believe. They were nice fridges. But
I'm surprised someone hasn't worked out how to actually do the 3D printing for it and release that actually as a skin so you can put it over the top of your Samsung fridge. If
they'd
you
have
buy
to get
this
their
model,
hands on one. Because they only made 5 of them.
I thought it was only 3.
3. I'm wrong. See, there was only 3 of them. I was going to say I can't even remember all 5.
got one.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
And then they gave away the third one.
yeah, that was the prize pool. So, unless whoever won it is going to 3D scan it for somebody.
who
Well,
knows?
I'll look at the models at work tomorrow and see what I can figure out.
Oh, God. Okay. So, Bass, do you think it's the best E3 you've ever seen?
I wasn't sort of 100% coming out of it going, I've got this whole list of games that I want to get and things like that. Yeah, but then again, I'm starting to wonder where the whole genre of games is actually going. There seems to be a lot more into the whole let's scare the crap out of our players rather than. But I was surprised to see all the Halos and the Forza Horizon 5 coming out. But I'm just, yeah, to me, I thought there might have been a lot more first party games going off the amount of developers that they've bought.
Well, it's definitely got to be top 2 for me. But you are right.
It is up there. I would have thought that they would have come out hitting with a few more first party games with the amount of developers, but the other side of it is I think a few games and stuff like that have been probably pushed back because of restrictions on being able to develop games at the moment, and you can't do all the stuff associated with it.
So let's look at it. So we've seen what the initiative is doing, which is Perfect Dark, which I don't think we're going to see anything for another 2 years from now. I don't think we're going to see another trailer. We just know they're making Perfect Dark. I don't think we're going to see anything on Fable until next year, for the simple fact Playground Games is creating that, and they just came out of nowhere with Forza Horizon 5, which it's meant to be motorsports year. So
I'm just surprised we got Horizon over Motorsport.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's Motorsport's turn, so it's meant to be Turn 10's turn, but they've kind of jumped the gun. They've done a Call of Duty.
But the other side of that, I looked at the fact that they've probably done Horizon 5 because Horizon 4 and the DLC's probably done so well over what Motorsport 7 would have done. And they've probably realised, look, to get us going again and back in again and selling consoles, 5 might be the best one to do.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
are
go.
they waiting for Gran Turismo, waiting to launch side it to actually see who is the better of the two games?
That's another good point. My view is a little bit different. I think it's because they wanted to have a player's game straight out, and what happened was they went with Horizon because Forza Motorsport is actually quickly becoming more of an esports title.
Yeah.
That's just me personally. So, but yeah, I mean, mix that in with the fact that they might be waiting to see Gran Turismo properly, because they said last year that Motorsport is meant to be a live service game. So it's not meant
Maybe
to have
they
any.
are building it out.
Yeah, and then maybe they're building it
Yeah.
out to last the next 10 years.
It could be.
So, Kitten, do you have anything to say on the E3, or did you not watch it?
I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was working a lot of it. So a lot of my info came through like just
Listening to
Googling
my
or
crap?
YouTube. Or listening to you babble on about it. So
Fair enough.
yeah, I mean, I'm not too interested in the racing games again, as you know, but I know how excited you are for stuff like that. So
Okay.
But even Halo and Infinite look pretty good.
Well, that's
yeah,
what
I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to do with Tiny Tina's. I usually just kind of like zoom in on what I'm interested in. Like, I'm not one of those people that will stay up until 3 in the morning to watch E3.
I watched
Oops.
it afterwards. I watched the recording.
I stayed up. I couldn't help myself. I had to stay up. It was Xbox.
But the thing is, like with Starfield, I don't get like they showed the video of it and then they didn't give like an ETA or anything else on it. So it
Yeah,
was
they
just
did.
like, is
They
this?
gave a date.
Oh yeah, they built the date into the thing, but
Yeah.
that's next year sort of thing. Is that just to get hype? Was it just a tease to get hype, and then because the video didn't go for that long?
I think it was the fact that Bethesda came out and said, yes, we're with Xbox now. So we're just going to shoot our shot. This is when we're bringing it out. It's a very Todd Howard date, because if you think about it, Skyrim came out on 11/11/11, and this is coming out on 11/11/22.
Yeah.
So I think he literally just wanted to secure it in the sand and say, this is it. This is when our first original game in 30 years, they said, is coming out.
Yeah, my take on it was that the Starfield thing was Bethesda showing something after the Xbox merge of like to stamp themselves into that showcase. Because the other side of it is, would have that showcase that Xbox did been as big if it wasn't for Bethesda?
No, and I think that's why they actually brought them together. Like, yes, they're the same type of company now, like they're together, and I don't think Bethesda had enough to show for themselves because they normally do their own showcase, and I don't think Xbox had enough to show themselves either, so they just merged it as one. They would have saved a shitload of money, but they also would have doubled or tripled their viewership.
I remember back to PAX just before Fallout 4, when you lined up for nearly 3 to 4 hours only to watch what you could watch on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's what it's like, unfortunately.
But the other side of it is, has Bethesda put some of their noses out of joint, being that Starfield's Xbox only?
I was going to ask about that. Who thinks that is the biggest kick in the nuts that they could have possibly have done?
Well, did you see the thing that surfaced in the last 2 days that Kojima's doing an Xbox exclusive game, so there's a petition out to try and convince him to dump it and do Sony only games again?
Is that actually real? Because I've heard rumors that he's doing one.
I've seen a screenshot of it. And
that is the epitome of butthurt.
And I'm just like, really?
That's just the whole thing of console wars. It's like it's not trying to bring people together. It's
No.
it's forcing people apart.
It
Which
is.
we already have enough trouble with, and now with cross-platform being introduced on so many games, it's really important that we don't have that underlying toxicity between PlayStation and Xbox and
I don't
PC.
know. I've been dealing with a lot of toxic Sony players on crossplay. I know that.
Oh,
Same.
same.
That's what we mean. Like it needs to stop type thing.
Like
Yeah.
we can't have developers pitting us against each other just because they can.
I don't think it's that kind of thing. I think this is literally like this. We bought this company because we wanted to give our fans something to look forward to. And
Yeah.
I think it's just backfired a little bit.
Well, it's the end of the day. It's down to who can sell consoles. You got to sell those consoles
I mean,
to
technically,
get the games on it.
Xbox doesn't even need to sell consoles for this. Like
No,
it's
'cause they got
exclusive to
PC.
PC, like Windows 10, through xCloud. You could play it on your freaking iPad or iPhone if you wanted to. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
it's getting beyond ridiculous. Like Sony's all like, you have to buy our console. These are the games on. We've got God of War. We've got Horizon Zero Dawn. We've got Ratchet and Clank. I mean, they just went and bought Insomniac Studios. They got Spider-Man. Like they've got some of the biggest game titles in the world. Xbox has Halo and Forza. Now they've got Starfield. Like, fair enough. They wanted something to have in their thing. But Sony's always been like, yes, you have to buy our console to be able to play these games. Xbox, like, how many devices you got in your house? Fucking play it on all of them.
At the end of the day, all they want you to do is sign up to that monthly Game
Yeah.
Pass subscription, and that's all they want to pretty much try and hook you in for.
Exactly. And apparently it's not even all that profitable.
I have to give a shout out to the Game Pass. Like, ever since they introduced that, it's just so much more affordable and so many more games to play. It's really, really good.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
They wanted
I
to
did-
increase their user base.
And it was trending on Twitter for 2 or 3 days straight, and people were going, "Oh, Microsoft's paying people to do it," and then the actual Microsoft employees themselves are going, "Why are we trending? Why is Xbox Game Pass trending?"
They weren't trending for
just-
no reason. And
So
yeah,
But-
no, it was pretty good.
the end of the day, the value when you compare PlayStation Plus and Xbox Game Pass, you know who the winner is of the two of those, because Sony's hasn't come to the party on that side of things yet.
Well, I mean, they're working on it, but how long do they work on it for?
I think they're trying to play catch up. That's why they bought another studio, and then they realized that Xbox has gone in or Microsoft have gone in and bought all these studios up, and they've got to try and work out where they're going to get games from to put on their consoles.
Yeah. That was a little bit of a shock to me when they bought out what is it? Housemarque. They bought Housemarque. That's the company that just released Returnal on PlayStation 5. Which apparently a great roguelike game, but before that they bought out Insomniac. So do we think they've actually, like, Microsoft has kind of started a bidding war type thing?
Well, are we heading for we create games for this console, you can't play them on another console. Fuck you. If you want to play it, you have to buy both.
I think that's the Sony mentality that's coming in,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, there's a lot more Xbox games that float across into the Sony area than the Sony games that float into Sony main games or Sony developer games that float into Xbox's area.
I mean, I think thinking of, like, as Kitten put it, thinking of the epitomation of butthurt when MLB The Show came to Game Pass on day one, a PlayStation exclusive game came to Xbox and Game Pass in one hit. They were pissed.
Oh, it's the same, but it's the same with any of the new games that are coming out. There's a couple of new ones that have come out on Game Pass, and Sony have got them on their store for full price, but at the moment they've actually included some of these ones that have come out on sale.
Hmm.
And I'm like, the sale is still like you got to pay $40 or $50 for this game, and I'm like, you just go pay $17 a month and you get it on that console.
Yeah, but then you got to buy the other console,
Which you
which
both
is
have.
proving difficult. Yeah, but for me, yes, I've got both consoles, but Joe Blow, average freaking income, can't afford both consoles or can't afford one console. Or if they can afford it, they can't buy it because there's no friggin' stock.
No, that's very true. It's very true.
Well, there was I was talking to someone through work the other day, and they just managed to secure themselves a PS5, and they were their first complaint. I said, do you like the console? How's it going? He goes, oh yeah, the console's great. I can't fit my games, but I have to keep deleting games and reinstalling games to get them to so I can play them because I've got no space.
On the
Yep.
PlayStation 5.
Yep.
Yep. Did you ask him about
But
the expandable memory?
Oh, you got it. He had an external hard drive that plugs in. That he said that, but that's working. I said, oh yeah, that was just done in the latest update that you would have had to do when you turned your PlayStation 5 on. He goes, oh, that explains why I had to do so many system updates.
I meant
said,
the
yeah,
internal expansion.
that's what he was complaining about. He just has to keep transferring games back and forth, and he's like, there is no memory on this thing. I'm like, yeah, that's
when they make that M.2 expansion slot work, it will be a game changer for PlayStation.
I don't think they can get it to work without overheating.
I mean, either. I need someone to send me one with a broken HDMI port or something like that they don't want anymore, so I can get into this thing and see if I can get it activated to see if it will overheat.
Oh, most of the ones that I've seen where they've hacked it, their consoles have then overheated and everything.
Yeah.
But like I've seen someone the other day took a PS5, didn't like it, and actually took the outer shell off it and reshelled it into a different device and water cooled it.
Yeah, I saw
That's
the water cooled one.
It's like that guy that did the water cooled Xbox Series X. I didn't like the process he did, but it worked.
I'm waiting to see if someone ends up mineral
mineral
oil.
That'd be
a fish tank.
Oh, I'm intrigued to see if someone does do that.
I mean, it'll keep it going for a long time. But anyway, let's move on. So, what do we think? Everyone's seen the Halo Infinite trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do we think?
Yeah.
What are we thinking about Halo Infinite? Is it better than what they showed last year? Is it actually something to get excited for?
I still have mixed feelings. Like, Cortana is part of the story. She always has been, and it just makes me sad thinking about her not being there. However, I did in the trailer love how it switched from third person to first person view when he grappled. Like that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they're bringing Pathfinder into Master Chief here. I think the whole story is literally going to be about Master Chief going after Cortana again.
But are we going to get a campaign on when it drops, or do you reckon they're just going to drop the multiplayer on the first day and it's just going to be multiplayer and the campaign's going to come afterwards?
No, they confirmed it's day
March 2022 campaign mode.
They did say in an interview in the extended, because they did an extended E3 showcase like a few days after, that was being hosted by Paris Lily.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did an interview with the Halo guys, and they said they confirmed that it was going to be day and day multiplayer and campaign. So
That's good, because I really would not consider it a Halo release without a campaign, because that's what it originally was.
Yeah, but what's everyone's thoughts on the butthurt, the fact that there's no battle royale?
Well, they said from day one there was going to be no battle royale. Everyone's just like, there's going to be a battle royale.
I'm not fussed.
The amount of people that are complaining about it, I'm like, I'd rather have a good multiplayer than a freaking battle royale.
But they've got big team battles coming back to it, which is 36 players. That's as close as you'll get to it.
There's enough battle royale that out there these days. You don't need it in Halo. Halo is on a level of its own. It
Yeah.
does not need to copycat.
And I just think that we need to get away from these battle royales and start getting back to developing good multiplayer and single player game, or not multiplayer. I'd like to see a lot more co-op games.
A lot of single
Uh,
player games, story
yeah,
modes.
but even the old, I'd like to see is a story that has the ability you play single player or you can play with co-op, because sometimes being able to go through and play games with your mates is actually nice to be doing.
And I think I will probably play Halo with a squad and do the whole campaign. But yeah, I was never really a massive multiplayer fan.
I mean,
I've played it a few times, the Master Chief Collection. I don't mind it. It's
good.
just you got to get used to it, used to the
you got to play it with
controls.
a Duke controller.
Yeah,
I haven't played Halo multiplayer since Halo 3 when it originally was released. Like,
Oh, Halo 4 is so good on multiplayer.
I just never got into it. I don't know.
I
mean,
found Guardians trash, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it was. We all know this. But so like me and Kitten have been playing a lot of State of Decay 2 in co-op lately, and that's been fun. But like I still itch sometimes for that more competitive gameplay and stuff like that, and I can't find a game that's balanced enough to be able to do it. That's why I'm really looking forward to Halo. So you can sit there, you can play. I can play single player, I can play co-op, but I can also go into a multiplayer, get onto a warthog, and just start reaming into it and actually having fun like the good old days when you'd have 4 of your mates with freaking Xbox LAN parties set up until 1 a.m. and let's face it, until 1 a.m.'s bullshit, but because we didn't go to sleep.
I was going to say, I've many a times walking outside going, oh, the sun's back up again.
Exactly. But like going through this multiplayer trailer that's like going on now, there is some physics in there that I've never seen in a competitive multiplayer shooter ever. Like I've seen grappling weapons towards you and stuff like that. That's fine. Putting it into a competitive multiplayer, that's a bit more difficult. But there's a bit in here where he throws a plasma grenade at a sword and the sword gets thrown into the air towards him. He catches it and just starts killing people. I've never seen that in a multiplayer game.
What, we're going to see people stealing weapons off each other?
Well, if they can get the angle right.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I've just never seen physics like that. Normally it's the weapons are static. Go and pick them up. Not even Battlefield's done that. Battlefield's done a lot of amazing things with physics, but not that.
Old Battlefield, eh?
Yeah, that didn't excite me at all, that one.
Oh,
It looked like it was freaking graphics on 360.
I don't care about the graphics. I care more about the gameplay. It's just Battlefield's always had good gameplay, but once the really in-depth players get in there, you can't step without dying.
Once people learn the maps,
Yeah,
and they're really diehard Battlefield players, then yeah.
And they start working out the, let's say, weak points of the game, such as Battlefield 3 with the shoddy snipers. You put a sniper scope on a shotgun, this shotgun has the range of a sniper. And they're one-hitting you from across the map.
But it's like anything with any game. It's the same with Call of Duty and stuff like that. Once they work out their little tweaks and how they can do stuff, they'll just do it. Hopefully we were not going to see another Call of Duty and have a hacker field day in Halo.
I'm hoping not. Halo's always been a bit more difficult because it doesn't run other types of systems to do all their anti-cheat and stuff like that. But I mean, this is a brand new engine. The Slipspace engine's never been used for a game before. They built it from the ground up. So it's going to take a while for hackers to actually make hacks for them. The other problem is that I see with it though is they're releasing it on Windows the same time as Xbox, which just automatically opens it up to hackers.
Yep.
I don't care how good your anti-cheat software is. Like, I'm doing a cybersecurity course now. And just the vulnerabilities that they can find, like, just by glancing at a fucking anti-cheat software is ridiculous.
If you look, they said Blu-ray will never be able to be copied, and it took them 3 days.
Exactly.
Don't tell someone they can't do it, because they will find it, and it won't take them long.
What about
That is a
NVIDIA's
challenge.
Yeah, what about NVIDIA's anti crypto mining software that they put onto their graphics card so crypto miners couldn't use them for mining? They said it was unhackable. It took them 12 hours after the release to hack it.
Yeah, it's like challenge accepted. As soon as you put that flag out there, they're like, yeah, no, we're going to do this.
I'm pretty sure they had the software hacked before the product was released and they just needed to get their hands on the product to test it.
But it's the same going on with like Apex at the moment and the DDoS and the servers.
Oh God, that's ridiculous.
So I've seen someone post up on social media the other day saying that, was it 4 out of the 6 games they played had DDoS in it?
They need better redundancy. It's that simple. But like that's not something that, like, in a commercial space, like, would probably cost you an extra $100,000 a year to have like an offsite redundancy. This is literally millions of dollars in servers just for a redundancy.
Yep.
So that's why they can't. They just can't afford it. Plus, there's probably no servers left.
I'm intrigued to see what happens going forward. Like, obviously, Microsoft have the whole Azure network, so their server farms are huge around the world. So
Oh
I
yeah,
don't seem to be many issues with Halo.
I'm using Azure Labs right now for class. It's amazing fun of what we can get away with on that.
But it's intrigued to see with these other developers sort of thing. It's load and hackers are the two key things that they need to sort out when they're developing a game.
Well, there's a couple of things to remember about Azure. xCloud's running through Azure, which is great. That's what gives me the confidence to feel like it's going to do a lot better than what Stadia did, because let's face it, Stadia's no more, even though they don't want to admit it. But they also did that business deal, I think it was last year, with Sony to use Azure network for PlayStation. So I think PlayStation might be coming out with their own cloud gaming system that might actually run well.
I think Sony's probably just getting sick of having their users' data compromised all the time, and they realise that they need to go somewhere more secure. They need better security.
Okay, let's move on. So the surprise of Forza Horizon 5. Who's excited for that, and who's like slightly pissed that it's not a motorsport?
It's fizzing harder than a fucking fizzy drink being shaken up on a hot day.
Watch out, you get kitten on her knees pretty soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm intrigued about Horizon. I'm just really wish that they'd do Horizon out of Japan.
Me too.
Like, they've gone to Mexico now. I was like, I don't know whether that was just a call because that was that was the easiest country to get into to map or whatever the other stuff they've had to do is.
Yeah, they set up like a week's worth of camera footage and stuff like that for this game. Like, that's ridiculous.
I'm intrigued to see what the weather like, because the weather in 4 was pretty good.
It was really good.
Because I watched the extended developer talk on that, and they said in Horizon 4 there's 325 scenarios for weather,
including the dust storms.
No, that's just on 4.
Oh Jesus!
On 5, they have with the new technology and what they've been able to capture, there's over 2,000 different variations of weather. So you could be in one part of the map and it'd be sunny, and if you look out over east, there might be a tornado, a hurricane or a dust storm, but then by the time you get there, it could be gone. So the whole weather side of things is going to be very, very interesting, and I can't wait to smash it on a 120 hertz monitor, fucking on my Series X, because it's fizzing already, and I've still got to wait a couple months.
I'm gonna find a 120 hertz monitor.
I've got one lined up. I'm just saving the money for it at the moment.
I don't have 244 hertz monitors in front of me at all.
Yeah, well, my
You
money
getting
doesn't come true.
4K or you?
No,
getting
these are
just
1440.
Yeah, so I'm looking at a Republic of Gamers 144 hertz 4K monitor.
I know the one you're
One that
talking
looks like
about.
dirty grey.
Mm.
Yeah. So for me, it's about $1,500, and I'm not far off from being able to afford it.
So what?
But I know the
1500?
minute I buy it, it's going to go down in price.
That's what, the 27-inch?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking good monitor. Because it's got IPS display and everything as well.
It's only got HDR 400. I mean, I could
You don't
go
need
to
it.
LG
You don't
and
need it.
go HDR 600, but I'm like, what's the point? I don't need it.
Like, I've got two LG monitors in front of me and the HDR 600, and if I turn on HDR, it's too bright for gaming.
This monitor you gave me says 240 hertz.
That's a 240 hertz. That's a 1080p one. That one.
Okay.
So I'm looking at full 4K.
But even 1080 at 240 at 120 hertz on an X Series X at 1080 is still going to be nice.
Oh yeah, it's going to be amazing. Like for the racing sim, I would like to get like a proper monitor for it and stuff like that, but sizing and everything's difficult and pricing's difficult, and I'm not going to overspend on that at all.
Actually, want a 4K TV for mine after playing racing sims on a 4K TV and then going back to a 1080 TV. It sucks.
Yeah, this is 1080. This is ancient actually. It's like a really old one. It runs 1080. I'm pretty sure it runs 30.
It's hard going and playing God of War on my OLED on my PS5 and then coming back onto my monitor for my console. It's just like, it's not as fluid. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah, I got a Samsung OLED with the Series X hooked up to it, and even playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey on that, and then going to this, like, these are amazing. But for a game with that much like color and graphics depth, it's just like, okay, it's gone back to being a game, not an experience.
But
yeah,
I'm really looking forward to getting that monitor, and then through Game Pass you can get Forza Horizon 5 for free, but then I'm paying the $72 to get the Ultimate Edition because, let's be honest, I'd paid $160 to pay for the game anyway, so why not?
Yeah.
I don't mind that. I'm happy to pay for upgrades and stuff like that. I just really hope Microsoft keep doing that sort of thing, and we'll give you the game for free on Game Pass, but then if you want the extra bits, you can pay.
Yeah. I mean,
developers are still going to make money off the extra content. And the likes of us who are more than happy to pay for that extra shit are going to buy it regardless. So I think it's a good step forward. Let's just hope they run with it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so like looking at a business aspect of that, that's like, oh yeah, it's free for everyone. But for the hardcore players, you pay a little bit and get all the hardcore stuff.
Gets more people into the game, to be honest.
I think that's why Forza Horizon 3 sold so well, because they were giving it away for free with every fucking console there was.
Same with FIFA.
Oh god, yeah. That's the best selling game of all time. You'll never beat it. Every year.
Tetris, man. Tetris will always beat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I would take Tetris over FIFA any day.
I think anyone
me
would. So this one's had a little bit of controversy around it. Flight Simulator is looking even better than I expected on the Series X. But what do you guys
Well,
think? Is this even a game? Because a lot of people are saying it's a simulator, not a game.
it's a simulator, but I'm trying to work out how the hell you're going to fly a plane on an Xbox controller without having everything
very
in full
difficulty.
auto.
Hey, you can fly a spaceship on Elite Dangerous with a controller.
Yeah, but most of the basic stuff compared to a flight sim is taken care of.
If you get the
With
right
it.
modules that I had to get for you.
But we're talking about a full blown flight sim here, where it's like the flaps up, flaps down, wheels up, wheels down, thrusts, and all the rest of that kind of stuff. And you're going to try and do it all on a controller, or have it up on the dash, and you got to move like on your TV, and you got to move between the two of them and everything like that.
I think it might be similar to Elite Dangerous. Like, when you're playing that game, like if you hold down the right bumper and then it comes up with other button commands within that right bumper menu.
Yeah.
I think
Like
it's going to be.
combos.
Yeah.
But to me, if they do a full auto mode, I might check it out and just fly random planes around the world to have a look at different things. But
It's got full auto.
I'm not interested in going in there and like going through the whole flight manual just to fly a bloody 737 off a runway.
My question will be, how fucking big is it going to be on console?
Apparently they've downsized it massively with a new compression algorithm, because it was over 100 gigs on PC, but now it's down to like 80 or something. They got it down to.
But it's also
that's too
tied into a lot of things, like the maps and the weather or something are tied into
Google or something.
Google or something like that. So it goes off a lot of live data that it interprets for doing it.
No, sorry. Was it Bing Maps they were using? Bing satellite mapping?
Could be.
So it updates in real time or something stupid shit? Like, that's a lot of data. This is going to be more of a game of bandwidth.
I just think it'll be one of those games for people that are probably between not wanting to have a PC and the flight sticks and all the rest of the stuff that's associated with it, or people that just want to, I don't know, on Sunday afternoon load up a game and fly a plane around their town and have a look or whatever, see how much detail it does have.
Well, I'm gonna download it and give it a go, but it's not gonna.
It's on Game Pass. Why not?
Exactly.
I've got a HOTAS flight stick for Elite Dangerous. I'm going to just plug that in. Apparently, it's fully compatible.
But how many people would have actually bought it if it's not coming to Game Pass?
See, I don't think I would have bought it.
There's a few games I've played on Game Pass that I would never have paid for.
Like, I wouldn't have paid for MLB. Like, I know it's a big deal to get it on Xbox, and it was fun to play, but it's just not my thing. I still played it.
Outriders was another one.
Yeah, but that's good. That was a good surprise. No,
yeah. Without playing it first, is that something that you would have purchased?
I mean, I like that style of game, so I probably would have waited for it to come down on special and then looked at buying it. But I wouldn't have gone out of my way to go, oh shit, I gotta have this day one.
I think that's the case of a lot of Game Pass games these days. Like, I loaded in that new Worms game. I probably wouldn't have bought it, but I loaded it up and it's a bucket load of fun.
Worms is always fun.
I've done that with State of Decay recently, like Birdie mentioned. We've been playing it. I've seen it there before. I've seen it on the marketplace. I had absolutely no interest in playing it, but now that I've played it, I love it. Like, it's so much fun.
Yeah, that was my obsession coming through.
That's what I'm getting at, is Game Pass actually giving people more options, and they're trying out more games and more genres than they have before.
Exactly, and then we can get excited for future projects to do with those games that we never would have otherwise purchased and played, It's broadening horizons.
I'm seriously considering to play Grounded because it's on Game Pass and it just seems to be getting better and better. And I love Obsidian, like they're amazing developers.
I looked at it when it first came out and I'm good,
What, big spiders or just broken?
It was a bit glitchy.
Spiders.
But I played it to me, Grounded's one of those ones for me. If I get back into it again, you got to get back into it with a group of you that want to play it together and hunt stuff and do different bits and pieces. Like I had more when I was running around solo, wasn't enjoying it. But as soon as like one of my mates jumped in there with me and showed me some of the stuff he'd learned, and then we're doing stuff together and learning how to build different things and build structures and do different events, and it actually started to become more fun.
And see, I think that's the thing with it as well. Like, it is a survival game. I don't know why, but it kind of gives me like those vibes of early World of Warcraft type thing. Like you and your friends go on a raid or something into a dungeon.
Yeah, except for the dungeons of 40-foot spotter.
Yeah.
I did like their trailer actually at E3. It's like, yes, we've got a big killer queen spider, but if you don't like spiders, you can just turn her into a blob. Not still too scary. Run!
Yeah.
I do like that arachnophobia slider they've got.
Hey, at least they thought that through. At least they realized that, look, this isn't going to sort all people's. But
like, I know people that have returned Skyrim like a couple of hours after purchasing it when I was running a game store because they have arachnophobia and they didn't realize the spiders were that big in the game.
I'm terrified of children, so I returned Dead Space. Can't stand those little babies.
The exploding, the little demon baby things.
Yep.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway. So what have we talked about? Flight Simulator and everything like that. Okay, so there's probably a lot of people that get angry because of the whole Bethesda showing off Starfield and the Easter egg release date and announcing that it's on Xbox and Windows 10 exclusively on Game Pass. I know this has angered a lot of PlayStation people, but like going around saying that Microsoft has ruined the gaming industry because they bought out Bethesda and stuff like that, it's a little bit wrong to me.
I think it's just people getting salty because it's like they probably would have said the opposite thing if Sony bought Bethesda out.
Oh yeah, like it's like sending Todd Howard death threats is just a little bit.
Well, look,
beyond.
okay, so the whole death threat thing is pretty fucking overboard because
And it
Alana
happens all the
Pierce
time.
got hounded and harassed, and some of the comments that were sent to her when God of War got pushed back. It's like, come on, guys, we're a fucking community. We're supposed to support each other. Yeah, if something gets fucking pushed back, it's in the best interests of us that we're getting a better completed game. Why do you have to then turn around and say you should be bleeped by 5 different people until you die? It's just it's stupid. You know, like, what the fuck? This bullshit. Put your fucking head in.
Like,
You know?
she's not even a developer on it. She's just a story writer.
Yeah, exactly. She's just a story writer, but the threats that are being sent out by our communities to developers, it's getting quite bad. And people need to realize, yep, we've just gone through COVID. Working in teams has not been accessible for most. And now we're seeing the effects of it with games being delayed. And then this friggin' hateful speech shit is just getting ridiculous.
The stupid thing about that is because she's been in the public eye for so long, like being on IGN and then going to Rooster Teeth as well and all that kind of stuff. Like, she's going to be the one that they lash out to for the simple fact that everyone knows her.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably harder to find the developer on Twitter.
It'd be harder to find the voice actors and developers and all the rest of that kind of stuff.
Do they still have the same voice actors for God of War?
I don't know.
What's his name from Stargate? He's awesome.
You only get, to me, the ones that get publicized are the ones that end up copping the flack, even though they're not probably the key ones that making the decisions.
Exactly. But yeah, it's just wrong. Like the whole point of gaming is to bring people together, and yeah, this was a business move and stuff like that. But at the same time, you'll find that most people will have a way to play this game. They might play it on their mobile phone. They might play it on their PC. They don't need to buy an Xbox.
No,
I mean,
we're not doing the.
There's rumors coming out that they're going to bring xCloud to freaking Switch.
Yeah.
And
The funny thing was, I'd laugh to see if xCloud ends up on Sony.
well, I was about to say that. Do you know what the base of Sony's architecture is? The operating system base?
Windows?
It's Linux.
Oh, okay.
And with xCloud doing this browser-based xCloud thing for Apple iOS, that's a Linux-based system as well. It would not be hard.
No. So you'll be able to play xCloud on your PlayStation.
Exactly, just through the browser. They have a built-in browser.
So, I don't know. Let's move on.
Fair enough. So, the one more thing at the end of their Xbox Bethesda showcase was Redfall, which is a brand new IP from Arcane Studios, who made like Dishonored 1 and 2 and stuff like that, and Prey, like the new Prey. Arcane are probably one of the top two like ZeniMax developers in existence, and they are so skipped over. Well, to me anyway. So it's a 4-player co-op vampire shooter. They've gone away from the zombies and the aliens. They're going to vampires. It seems like everyone's got their own special abilities and stuff like that. So it's kind of like class-based or legend-based, I should say. What do you think?
I think it's going to be one of those ones like similar to Outriders, where the legends sort of some complement each other and some sort of work against each other, and you got to find that right mix to do the challenges. I'm hoping one thing I wanted to take out of that game is I hope you're not locked in, like you can change up as you're going through the game what your special abilities are and stuff like that.
I'm sure there'll be some sort of tree.
Because I'm assuming that once some abilities that you have or whatever are going to be good when you're doing one battle, but the next battle you might want to change things up.
Coxy, what do you think?
Yeah, I missed it. I didn't even see it.
Didn't see Redfall?
Nah.
Oh my god!
I probably did, but it's not triggering anything at the moment. So
like, the vampires look monstrous. It's ridiculous.
yeah, but I've never been into vampires.
It's very
zombies. Yep.
Did you get a 70s like Wolfenstein theme from it?
Did I?
Yeah. It didn't look modern.
No, I got a very Wolfenstein theme from it, sort of thing, like because you're just
60s or 70s
also
era.
thinking. Also, I was thinking like is it? There's a couple other zombie ones, like there's Left 4 Dead, and a couple other ones where you just craft weapons and build the crap out of stuff. So I'm intrigued to see
like
what
Dead Island and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I did Dead Island.
I'm intrigued to see what they do with the game.
I mean, it was only a trailer, like a CG trailer, to make it look good, and like the powers and stuff like that look very different. But I kind of want to know what's happening with it. It's very vague, but at the same time, like that's what Arcane's like, and they've always stepped out bangers. They're just typically overlooked. But I think with a marketing budget from Microsoft, it will actually do well.
Oh, it'll be a day one Game Pass thing, so people will try it out just to see what it's like anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit I'm going to be a little bit selfish here. Something I've been really looking forward to is, along with a lot of people that were fans of Left 4 Dead, is Back 4 Blood. So this is coming day one to Game Pass, and it's literally made by the people that worked at Valve who made Left 4 Dead, which is an absolute smash hit. Like, people still play it. It's ridiculous. So it's the same type of game. They've introduced like a card deck system for different variables in each round.
Did you happen to find out if it was going to be made available to PlayStation? Because I know Left 4 Dead was Xbox and Steam.
Yeah, it is coming to PlayStation at this point.
That's good for them then.
But like, I think they've just done a deal for Game Pass because it's been, what happened was a ton of developers left Valve and they just made their own team, and this is what they've come up with. It's getting some rave reviews, and it's not even out yet. Like, people are just obsessed with it. Like, does anyone remember Left 4 Dead?
Yes,
I
I
do.
love that game.
Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2.
It looks like a clone. I think they put the card deck system in there for the variables just to get around any legal thing.
Funny thing, I actually won a lifetime key for Valve. So every Valve game ever made, for the rest of its life, I will get for free on Steam.
They're not this.
But
No,
not that, no.
No, it's not a
How
Valve.
the hell did you get that?
PAX 2018, I
Ah.
think it was. I signed up and took some bloody survey, and then won a Steam key. And I was like, that's annoying because I pretty much own the whole Valve collection anyway. And he's like, oh yeah, so you could sell it or give it to someone or keep it for yourself and get every game ever made by them. Okay, don't mind if I do.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
apparently I have 168 games in my Steam library.
Oh. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait for it to come out. It'll give us something new to play either way. Nice co-op zombie shooter. And you can also flip it. You can be the zombies as well.
Well, that's Dead by Daylight, eh?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, they had that mode in Left 4 Dead, and you could like be. It would randomly spawn you as one of the big enemies. So like, a hunter or something like that. And I did enjoy playing that. It was fun to take a break from the actual game, the campaign levels, and play something like that. Just
Yeah.
go maul people.
Well, it's always good if you can flip the game mode. You're not always doing the same thing.
Well, as long as it was enjoyable back then, I'm definitely sure it's going to be enjoyable now.
I
So
guess that's why Forza Horizon, when it got so successful, is you can go race, but then if you don't want to, you can literally drive through a field at 200 kilometers an hour, fucking drifting, doing whatever the hell you want. You know, you didn't have to keep to the storyline.
yeah, there's nothing like going through Australia in Forza Horizon 3 and just doing donuts around every roundabout. And I'm listening to the Americans say, what the fuck is this thing? It's called a roundabout. Okay.
well,
So, getting on a little bit. So that's all the main stuff that, like, personally that I picked out for the podcast that we're really excited for. But was there something else on the conference that, you know, someone else saw that they're really, really excited for? Because there was Diablo 2 Resurrected, Stalker 2, Contraband, The Outer Worlds 2, Sea of Thieves, A Pirate's Life, Battlefield 2042, Ewadon Chronicle 100. It's a JRPG. I've never seen it before, but apparently it's a big thing. 12 Minutes looks good. Psychonauts 2. They finally announced Age of Empires 4 on PC. The new Steel Rain Fallout 76 DLC. Party Animals.
That just looks like a bunch of fun.
Party Animals, I think, is going to be my new Battle Royale. I'm not even joking. This game looks absolutely freaking amazing.
I noticed that Hades is coming to console.
Yep. Hades is on there. Somerville, A Plague Tale, Far Cry 6, Slime Rancher 2, Shredders, Atomic Heart, Replaced, and Ascent. The Ascent. Like, I think that was everything listed in there.
I'm intrigued with Far Cry 6 to see where that one goes. But yeah, no, the one that stand out for me was that Party Animals
I
Yeah.
am extremely excited for Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Like, I
Yeah.
Here
think
comes the
that's
Borderlands girl.
I'm so excited for it.
So who played the Borderlands 2 DLC that was literally Tiny Tina's like Dungeons
Tina.
and Dragons type thing?
That was so fun. She
That was the best.
made that game.
I
Yeah.
think this is just a massive extension from that.
Out of all
Oh.
of the Borderlands games, that is the best DLC they have ever made. Like, it was just brilliant. So good.
I don't think I've actually got to that yet because I think Birdie and I started playing through one as a co-op thing and then
Yeah,
got
we're gonna get back
sidetracked with
into that.
something else.
You
I
have
think
to
I
play it.
finished
It's
it about
so
5 or
good.
6 times through 2.
And then it was really emotional then. Like, obviously no spoilers, but oh my god, heart-wrenching at the end. It was it was just brilliant. Like, it's so good.
I just love her,
Me
the
too.
character.
She's so bonkers, and like, I find myself even in just like Lifetime now. I go around and it's like nap time and flop.
Who's
But
it? Sorry, go.
I was just saying, I'm intrigued to see that just the amount of attention like Party Animals got on social media afterwards. Everyone was talking about that, and it's just this funny little animated sort of thing. And then you've got something like Far Cry 6 and Halo Infinite and all the rest of it coming out, and people are still talking about Party Animals.
I want
It's
to.
just
I want to play as a teddy bear with a freaking bat and bash people's heads in. Who
I
doesn't want
want the
that?
bloody I want the thing that electrocutes people.
Yeah, that too.
The
little
gun, the
shock stick.
taser gun, shock stick or whatever it is. But I'm intrigued to see that they did DLC for Fallout 76.
I'm surprised they're still flogging that dead horse.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
they
what I'm
won't
worried
give up.
about.
I think it's going to be like ESO. It's going to be around forever. Except, not good.
Yeah, I don't know. Is Fallout 76 the last Fallout we're going to get, and they're just going to keep
No.
belting it along?
I think literally what's going to happen is we're going to get Starfield, then we're going to get Elder Scrolls 6, and then we're going to get another Fallout. So in 2050, we'll get a new Fallout.
About 10 years' time, we'll get a new Fallout. But I was surprised that they actually did a second Slime Ranchers, but
Oh no, I knew that was gonna be eventually thing. Slime Rancher sold like hotcakes physically anyway, but it did come out kind of before like the digital age type thing, and it's really addictive.
yeah, I've loaded it. I don't think I've played much. I haven't actually I've been meaning to play it because I thought it would be a good game to play with my daughter, but I haven't actually loaded it up yet.
It's very in depth though. So like, if you look like something like Harvest Moon on something like that on Nintendo, and it looks like a kid's game and stuff like that, but it's got all these really in depth mechanics that if you know how to use them properly, you can do really well in the game. Slime Ranch is the same.
Yeah, well, I sat down with my kids and watched the Nintendo Direct afterwards, and so my 4-year-old wants Mario Party, or whatever one that's coming out, because he's
Of course he does.
actually sat there and rewatched the Mario Party portion of the Nintendo Direct about 30 times now so far.
So he's not going to play Party Animals with.
I don't know. You probably might, but the real twist that I got out of that is my daughter liked the Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh,
one.
How old is she now?
11.
Yeah, I think she's getting to that age where she wants to start cutting big monsters in the face.
Well, I ended up buying it for her, and she's sunk about 5 hours, I think, into it so far on the Switch.
Not an easy game either.
So, no. But see what happens. What else we got here? Oh, we're going to touch on PlayStation stuff, aren't we? I thought we'd just do Xbox.
Well,
PlayStation hasn't had their event yet.
Well, they're not having one, it seems. There's rumors going around that there's going to be a PlayStation. What do they call it? PlayStation
Play. Is it Play?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think
They're bringing back an
so.
old thing that they used to do, and everyone's getting really excited about it. I don't fucking know. PlayStation, we have balls too. I don't know. The reason
Yeah,
I
I
put
did
this in
Great
the run
interest
sheet
in it.
is because people think we're just an Xbox podcast, but we're a gaming podcast.
Well,
Only
that's
State of Play, is that the one?
That's no, they still have state of plays.
I'll fly the PlayStation banner. I don't care. I like PlayStation.
Do you?
I just
Do you
have
like
no
the system?
interest in
Because
it.
I don't like the people behind the system.
Well, that's not the system, is it? It's your issue is the people behind it.
But to me, it
It's taken me.
is.
It has taken me quite a while to get used to the new UI, but
Yeah.
I think it's quite nice, something different.
Oh, it's taken me bloody ages to find out where all the different settings are in PlayStation 5 when you
Yep.
need to update stuff.
Oh,
But
that was easy. I was just going there every time I turned the fucking thing on because there's also an update.
yeah, that's been the same.
Does it
I
not
do
update
find interesting that you
automatically?
put in the run sheet that you can buy. It's supposed to. It doesn't necessarily. Not when you got it turned off anyway.
On my
Um,
Xbox, it doesn't always auto update either.
I see you got here saying that Cyberpunk 2077's on PlayStation Store.
Cyberpunk
Again,
2077 has finally come back on PlayStation. And
But
that only
seriously,
was
who's-
last week.
Yeah.
Who's gonna buy it unless you're a bloody YouTuber that likes to do friggin' videos to
Go-
do with
Go onto your
shit that goes wrong?
PlayStation. Go onto your PlayStation. Look it up on the PlayStation Store and look at the description. Because
Or $80.
it literally says, "Do not buy this if you're on a base PlayStation 4."
Yeah,
yeah.
I had heard the rumor about that one.
Not a rumor.
Oh well.
PlayStation have just slapped a big freaking thing on there saying, "Do not buy it," pretty much.
See how we go.
So yeah, that's our one bit of PlayStation news to try and even things out between Xbox and PlayStation.
I don't know. I'm waiting for the hard drive to be extended.
To be honest, I'm excited to see what they do with Gran Turismo. From what I've seen so far in articles and stuff like that of people that have seen it, no one's impressed. So,
Which is unusual because Polyphony usually do fucking amazing work with
exactly,
the
I
Gran
want to know
Turismo
where they're
series.
lacking compared to Forza.
Unless they're probably late to get the PS5 consoles.
They should have had dev builds for ages.
Yeah, especially them.
Yeah, either that or they're just having issues with their engine, getting it to scale up on a PS5.
Or they're too busy making graphics for the new GTR. They still do that. All the gauge graphics in the Nissan GTR are all done by Polyphony on their heads-up display thing in the middle.
Okay.
Apparently they've been updated, so maybe they work too hard on that. You know, you need a whole development team for that.
Don't know. Probably
See
get
a
in the new
boost.
race car and it's going to ask to do a system update.
I swear, if I get a call.
I just hook the car up to the internet and let it do its update.
Put a little antenna on there. What are you
Or
doing? Like,
Wi-Fi.
just updating it before the race.
Just do a firmware update.
We'll get to the point where we have to do that with vehicles.
Well, you already do that
you-
with Teslas.
Yep.
I saw a TikTok today. This guy's like, "Oh, it's -3 here in Hamilton, and my car is only 2 degrees inside. Watch me go to this app and make it warm." And I was like, "Bro, I can do that with my car. I hold the fucking button down, turns on, warms up inside. I get in and drive away. I don't need a fucking app for
Called a
that.
heater.
Fucking moron."
Oh, do you have it on your key
Fucking
fob?
driver. Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that.
remote start. It's great. I get up, chuck my uniform on, start the car up, go out into the garage, open the door, get in, it's warm, drive off. Not a problem.
What did you get again?
2017 Holden Commodore.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them start coming up a lot in the Fords and that as well. But anyway, let's go on to
Yeah.
what we are fondling.
Myself.
Apart from yourself. Fuckers. Damn it!
Beat you to it.
Okay, since you started at Coxy.
I've been playing a lot of Knockout City.
How is
Such
that?
a stupidly fun game. 3v3 dodgeball. They had a 4v4 mode for a while, but if you're not in a team communicating with each other, you can get smashed very, very quickly.
Oh, it's
But
Apex.
Yep.
if you're playing in a squad and you're balling up and getting the passes going between each other, you can wreck a team pretty quickly too. So
Yeah, I
Uh,
did notice that, but I was watching Kiwi stream, and he certainly knows how to fondle some balls.
yeah, you get that ball in your hand, you give it a bit of a squeeze. And,
He was juggling more than one when I was watching him play.
yeah,
So
so you've
So that's
got
where he is
different,
right now.
yeah,
You've got different balls. So each map you play, there's a special ball that drops, and it changes every map, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. Still smashing arenas on Apex,
Mm-hmm.
and I really, really hope they bring out a rank mode for that because it is a lot of fun. And then on the weekends we play a bit of PUBG with the UK, the American boys. So that's what I'm fondling at the moment.
Fair enough. Bassmaster.
I've been playing a little bit of Fortnite with my daughter, for the different modes and the alien part of it that's now. And it's an interesting part because she wants to go into the game mode and get abducted by the aliens.
How much does that cost you?
Pardon?
How much does that cost?
Nothing. So, and I haven't really been playing much else. I've been playing Far Cry 4. So I've unlocked the co-op mode of that, and I'm going to be playing some of that with Darth. And I've played a bit of Knockout City, but yeah, you need to get a good crew together for that one, otherwise you just get rolled big time because you can see the ones that are communicating and the ones that aren't in that game big time.
Fair enough.
What
Kitten.
about yourself?
Well, I think Matt wants you to go next.
Ugh. Well, I've been playing a fair bit of State of Decay 2 with Kitten, getting her through it and everything like that.
Well, please, I got you through it.
Because I've already finished the game twice. Because, yeah, the way co-op works on that is a bit weird. So you have someone who's hosting the game and you go in as a guest and help them out. But you don't get any of the resources or anything you collect. It all goes to them. So, yeah, it's a bit weird. So I've been using some of my old community members from my old games to go through that and kill some zombies and relax. We haven't really been playing Apex since this rank split for the simple fact I fucking hate Olympus. Olympus is the worst map there is.
Didn't they bring the old map back?
Yeah, so we hopped in the other day and I streamed because I had finished all my homework for uni and stuff like that. So, and they had the Genesis event going, which is they brought all the old maps back, like original season 1, season 2 maps. So, Skulltown. I've been.
Is this hopefully a permanent thing?
I think it's just an event. But yeah, so
Right.
Skulltown on that was absolutely brilliant, and World's Edge, the original World's Edge. That's
Great
also
for me
in.
because I didn't start playing Apex till season 4. So I hadn't actually seen the original Kings Canyon map or anything. I'd seen the season 2 when they brought it back briefly, but it was nice to see the original map.
Yeah, I think I started on season 5, maybe. So yeah, no, it's nice to play the original map, but there's definitely some hot spots.
Oh god, yeah. Like it feels like season 0 to me. It's great hopping into the bare bones map and just going for it. Like the Thunderdome just up from Skulltown, that used to be our drop spot. Like me and Bass just going in there and wiping out. First game in, I go in there, I get 4 fucking kills. And just all the teams are dead. And I'm like, okay, Kitten, where are you? She's like in the corner killing someone. Like, yeah, this feels right. This is how it should be. Because we had a terrible draw, but fuck, it was fun.
intrigued to see what the new legends are like on the old maps.
Well, that's just it. The first time we dropped in, I played as Valk. And going into Thunderdome, where only really Pathfinder has the advantage from all the height from the baskets and everything up in the roof,
Yep.
Valk just flies up. I'm on the roof and everyone's like, where the fuck are you? I'm like, yeah, that was me. I had fuck all
Overworked.
ammo or anything like that. I was just going for it. It was great.
Your arena map based in Skulltown is fucking horrible.
Yeah, I've
And it
seen there
seems
was
to be
a
on
map.
rotation the whole time. So annoying.
That's a very Valk friendly map because I've seen people playing that as Valk and just going up and sitting on the ledges on the side of buildings where people can't see them and just shooting them.
I reckon the
And
only person
Pathfinder.
that would beat them would be Pathfinder, just for the simple fact he can get there so much quicker than Valk.
Oh, I don't know.
No, we're talking about they're sitting on the ledges on the side of the buildings, like blasting up, not going on the roof, going onto the side of the building, like above a window, sitting on the sill.
Oh, okay, that's
on the side of a building and shooting people. So Bloodhound would be good to scan them, but that would be about it,
Yeah.
sort of thing. You got to keep your wits about you if the other team's got a Valk.
yeah. Not the whole thing with Skulltown is the reason why Pathfinder owned that area as well as Bloodhound, like back in season 1, and that was literally because if you're a good Pathfinder and you constantly stayed moving, you were never on the ground. You just swung from bit to bit to bit. If you got a shot off, you got a shot off. If you didn't, you moved to the next section. You were so hard to keep track of unless you had a Bloodhound. And that's what makes the difference in Skulltown. It's always been like that. That along with a good Wraith, but this was before Wraith got nerfed. And, you know, her freaking little Wraith ability takes forever now. Like back then it was almost instant and she was gone. So, yeah, it's a bit different now, but it's
All
been
right,
a lot of
kitten.
fun.
How cool's the new heirloom for Revenant?
Or Angie Robo. I actually think it
That's
suits him
look
very well.
fucking cool.
He's got like a scythe, a
Yeah.
robotic one.
It's so big. I want it, but I'm not paying $240 to get it.
I have it.
Of course you fucking do. What are you doing?
I got it on stream. Worth it.
Fuck you.
Kitten's fault.
Kitten, smack him.
I did not.
She got Kawaii Pathfinder or something.
Kawaii.
What'd you get?
Kawaii.
What you been fondling, Kitten, apart from me?
Well, apart from you, so the State of Decay 2 that we've been playing, and obviously we're going to be playing State of Decay 1 soon, even though we kind of sort of played it in State of Decay 2, where you can go back in Heartland.
Oh, the first game's
similar.
very different, believe me.
No, yeah, we'll be playing that soon. Yeah, we played a little bit of Apex when the new event started, which was good. Looking forward to going through and playing all of the Halos with you soon. And then just been absolutely smashing some Overwatch, which recently introduced crossplay and introduced a lot more toxicity as well. People are now able to team chat like they can on the computer. Sorry, on the PC. And it's just, yeah, a lot of toxicity. Someone does something that someone else doesn't like, and it's immediately like DPS diff, which is apparently an insult, as in like there's a difference between teams and the skill levels of the DPS players. And it's just, I don't know. It just makes me not like PlayStation again. Although I don't know if it's PlayStation or PC. Either way, I'm just having fun and doing my stuff, flying around as Mercy, trying to get back into Diamond, but that's pretty much all I've been doing.
So they've introduced team chat pretty much of what they've got in Call of Duty at the moment.
Where you can like type onto the screen.
Yep.
Yeah. which they've always had on PC for Overwatch, but you're now able to do it on console as well. You have to go into the menu and you press down the left thumbstick and it takes you into a little team chat box where you can type whatever you want and switch between team and game chat, so you can talk to the other team as well. And a lot of people have been throwing in a sense that they've just been like, before the game even starts, we've got a Pharah and a Mercy. So people will immediately switch up, which, I don't know, is less fun.
That's ridiculous. That's like going into Rainbow Six Esports and literally telling, oh yeah, we've got this squad.
Yeah.
So you know exactly how to counter it.
Now you know why I hated Overwatch.
I still love it, but it definitely has its flaws.
Oh, every game does. League of Legends was worse. You just get griefed.
Fair enough. Okay. So let's wrap this up. So, where can we find your stuff, Coxy?
Twitch X Dirty Coxy X. Yes, I am back streaming. Had my first stream last week, but I've just been pretty freaking tired, so I haven't had the energy to put that into that. So probably catch me again during the week. X Dirty Coxy X on Instagram and Twitter. I am on the Book of Face, but yeah, if you want to just look up Dirty Coxy Gaming, go from there. I don't post shit on there, so don't expect too much.
Fair enough. Bass.
Well, mine's just BassMstrAU on Instagram, Twitter, and the same with YouTube. And my Twitch thing's still there, but I don't really stream on it. I haven't really been streaming much because I got other stuff going on at the moment. But maybe get back into it soon.
Fair enough. Kitten.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Kitty Delight, DOLLIGHT, and OnlyFans at. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, with Kiwi not here, I don't think we had an OnlyFans joke, but we got one anyway.
Someone had to throw it in there.
Let's go.
Okay. And you can also find us sometimes in the back ends of my stream.
Yeah.
Onlyfans.com / Birdie loves feet.
Ew. You had to pick the worst part. Anyway.
Yep.
So you can find me at birdyassassin pretty much on everywhere. I will be going back to streaming on YouTube very soon. As we mentioned before, I did stream a little bit this week. But at the moment with uni and everything, I am absolutely flat out. But I will be going back there. Just look up birdyassassin anywhere you want to go. And apart from that, if you want to find us as a group, you can tag us in something cool on Instagram or Facebook at EssentialGamerAU, or on Twitter at EssentialGameAU, or you can always just email us at podcast@essentialgamer.com.au. So that's all we've got time for today, and we will see you in episode 11 in a couple of weeks.
See ya.
Bye.
Peace.